Welcome to the Food Network. So like this is the most random thing ever, but I'm home by myself for the week and I really wanted to make a cake. So I went to the store and I got cake mix and among the chocolatey cake mix, I got Oreos to like mix in with the cake. And I was like, oh my God, it's a boreo cake. Let's talk about the goldfinch and mixing cake. So, cake is in the oven already. I'm sorry. We've done baking with Alina on my channel before. I didn't want to go through that today. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? I turned the oven on. I hate it here. Alright, we're back. The cakes are out of the oven. Okay, so I've never actually made a double-decker cake. So, this is gonna go really well. This is still warm. Anyway, I asked you guys on Instagram to send me some goldfinch-related questions so we can talk about the goldfinch while we make a boreo cake. What's your favorite part of the book? If it's Vegas, then what's your second favorite? It is Vegas. My second favorite part of the book. So here's the thing, there are so many little scenes throughout the book that I love so much. And like I mentioned this one before, but like one of like the best scenes in the entire, like my favorite like individual scene, because like all the Boreos stuff is my favorite, right? Like it's hard to like isolate one incident. My favorite like general scene, I love the scene with Theo and Larry. So that's my favorite scene in the movie, like when he is making the phone call about the money and Larry hits him, freaks out. It's a fantastic scene, like it's just like, and I think they did it so well in the movie. I think it's like the most well done scene in the movie. But like probably like an individual scene that I always like think of in the book that I love so much is like when Theo comes home right after the bombing and he's just like waiting for his mother to come home. Like, oh man, the way that it's written is just absolutely excellent, of just him like slowly realizing that she's not coming home and that she's dead, and it's literature. Sis won a Pulitzer Prize for a reason, my guy. I also like the whole sequence after like they get in like the gunfight with the dudes in Amsterdam and he's like, Boris, your arm. And like when they're in the car and like you know what I mean. Vegas era or Amsterdam era? Vegas era, easy. But the Amsterdam era is still iconic. Like that's technically like act 4 of the book. And like Vegas is like act 2. Obviously it's so much better in the book. Like it's just so much longer. Like I love like the whole suspenseful bit of like Theo trying to get his passport and stuff. There's a build up. There's a build up to the suicide attempt that we don't really see in the movie. We don't really see any of the build up in the movie. And so that's why it's a duo act. You have to read the book and watch the movie. You can't just watch the movie. It does not have any weight without all the groundwork, you know? If you had the power to put Kotko in the movie, would you do it? Yes. I think that Kotko's presence in the goldfinch is so incredibly important to like Theo's emotional development. Because like if you think about it, it's like, okay, let's discuss here. Theo doesn't fully realize his feelings for Boris until Kotko. Like that's just a fact. You just like it's so easy
that
so easy to pick up on in the book. Like, because it's like, that's the whole part of the book where Theo is finally telling you, the audience, about him and Boris and all the, saucy shit they were doing. Because now, and it's like, he did not have a reason to tell you that beforehand until he realized it. He's like, why am I so upset about this? Why am I so angry at this girl? And it's like, we all know why you're angry at this girl, Theo. We all been new since page 1. But it's like his realization, you know? And I just think, like, I just love his whole, like, jealous Theo is like, it's so fucking funny to me. Like, it's just him just going on for pages and pages and pages. He's like, yeah, he has his girlfriend now, but like, I had him first. We're still sleeping together. You don't got nothing on me, sis. And it's just like, it's so funny because he's just like so possessive and it's hilarious. Boreos, because the whole reason why Boris starts dating Kotoko in the first place. It's because he's like making all these advances towards Theo, and Theo is not reciprocating. Like, he'll just like ignore, you know, the whole thing of like, oh, we just ignore it the next day and pretend like it never happened. And it's like, obviously Boris was like catching feelings very early on, and he was just like making all these very clear advances to Theo, being like, I like you, bitch.
Hey, I think you're really cool. I like you a lot. Maybe we can hang out or something.
Hello? And Theo's like, no. And he's like, well, fine. If you don't fucking love me, I'll go somewhere else. Fuck you. It's him just being petty and angry. And also, like, knowing it's gonna grind his gears. Like, knowing it's gonna make Theo angry. And I think that's beautiful. No, I think we need more Oreos. When in doubt, more boreo Oreos. I don't know why we don't associate Oreos with the goldfinch more often. I think that should become goldfinch culture. I think that we should just all do this all the time. Wow, you couldn't see any of that this whole time. I love this. I hate it here. Favorite sub-meaning message symbol. Ooh, let me think about this. Oh. We did it. It's ripped, but we did it. It's fine. Nobody panic. So, like, there are, like, so many obvious ones, right? Like, I love, obviously, that, like, the goldfinch painting represents Theo's emotional core. I love that Pippa represents his mother. Like, you know, Boris, just, like, there's so much, like, depth to Theo and Boris. Like, y'all know, like, I love Reddy and whatever, but, like, nothing will ever come close to Boreo. Like, nothing. Like, nothing. I did that little gay ships tier list. I was too much of a coward to put Boreo in their own tier because I knew people would get triggered, but this is my official statement that I like Boreo more than Reddy. And it's just, like, there's just, like, it's so heavy. Like, Reddy is like, wow, y'all are so cute and sweet, and I love that you're happy. And Boreo is like, I am sinking into the floor from how heavy this yearning is, you know? So I've talked about this a lot with, like, my group chat and stuff because this makes me so fucking angry. I saw these, like, posts that people were saying that, like, Boris is, like, non-binary, and I'm like, y'all do realize, right, that the whole reason why Boris is, like, very physically androgynous is so that Theo can have a sexuality struggle? Like, the whole point is that Boris is, like, very feminine, and that confuses Theo, because he's like, I like girls, but he's kind of like a girl, and I like him a lot. What's going on here? You know, like, that is, like, literally the entire point. And it's like, it is at times like these that I'm very thankful, actually, that the goldfinch was not as widely received as it could have been, because I don't know what I would do if the goldfinch had, like, a super mainstream fandom. I don't think I could handle it, because the goldfinch is untouchable. It is untouchable, and the fact, and, like, it's, like, I know there are, like, 12-year-old Stranger Things fans that are in the goldfinch fandom who make stupid posts like that saying Boris is not binary. But it's not that bad, and I'm very oh my god, I just ripped the whole side. Listen, the cake is gonna be ugly. You're just gonna have to deal with it, okay? That's like, it's disgusting. I literally can't stand her. Like, she's just, oh my god, she's the worst. If Finn and Oaks didn't play Theo and Boris, who do you think would / should? That is an impossible question. That is an impossible question. I would say, like, if I had to pick, I would say Noah Jew for Theo. But there's nobody I would want other than Oaks Beckley, because Oaks Beckley was the perfect Theo. For Boris, I don't know. I would want, like, a nobody. Like, well, like, what they were originally planning. Like, some, like, actual, like, random Russian Ukrainian kid. Because there's, like, no other, like, mainstream actor in that age range that I would want even remotely near the character of Boris Pavlikovsky, you know? What's your favorite bit of the Goldfinch and why? I mean, honestly, like, it's basic, but, like, the entire Vegas era is my favorite part. Like, the entire Vegas era is, like, my favorite piece of literature, period. Like, if I could only read one thing for the rest of my life, it would be the Vegas era of the Goldfinch. Like, not even, like, the entire Goldfinch book, like, literally just the Vegas era of the Goldfinch. What's one thing that you think the movie was missing that was in the book? I mean, like, objectively, the inner monologue. Like, Theo's inner monologue makes the story. Like, it's so different, like, having him tell you everything, because he's an unreliable narrator, which I love. I love a good unreliable narrator. If you want a good unreliable narrator novel, Call Me By Your Name, Andre Osman. Excellent unreliable narrator. But Theo as well. Would you ever get a goldfinch related tattoo? I honestly would. I don't know what I would get though. I have a series of unfortunate events tattoo. I'm a member of EFD. But I really want an it tattoo. Like I just want, like, I'm eating all the excess. I just want, like, a simple, like, paper boat sketch or something like that. Because, like, I don't think anything will ever mean as much to me than it. Oh god, that's a lot of wisdom. So, like, I really want to get that, but I also, like, the Goldfinch will forever be my favorite book. I don't know what I would get, though. Like, I feel like it's, like, too basic to, like, get a goldfinch. Oh my god, you know another scene that I loved that was not in the movie, and that's, like, one of my favorite scenes? When they go to the strip for Christmas, like, Theo and Boris, and Larry and Sandra, they all go out for dinner together. It's, like, really sweet and wholesome, and then everything gets ruined. That's a great part, too. The best section? Who can tell? Honest, it's just, who knows? Opinion on Kodku? Did nothing wrong. Let's be honest, the Kodku squander needs to end. Kodku did nothing wrong. I need us to keep in mind that we only saw Kodku from Theo's perspective. And, like, that's why Theo is an unreliable narrator. Because he's like, oh my god, this girl's the worst, but she fucking sucks. And it's like, yeah, to you, like, she's probably a very nice person, and you just hate her because she's with your mans. Like, straight up. So, like, Kodku didn't do anything wrong. Like, she did not come in and steal Boris. Like, Boris went off with Kodku on his own account to be petty and make Theo jealous, yes, but, like, that was his conscious decision. And if anything, Kodku got fucked over, because Boris still, you cannot, that bitch knew that he was in love with Theo. Like, 100%, she knew that he was just, like, that he was totally, like, messing around with her. But that's valid, because, like, she also had that other boyfriend. And, you know, I was thinking to myself, I'm like, do you think that they ever just, like, talked about that? And she was like, do you think that she was ever like, oh yeah, I had this other boyfriend? And Boris was like, yeah, me too. So honestly, we stand Kodku. I would really like to, I wish she was in the movie. But at the same time, I don't, because there wasn't enough time, and also it would have been done the wrong way, because John Crowley doesn't think Theo and Boris are gay. So the entire purpose of Kodku would have been totally squandered, and it would have been used for the wrong reasons. Boris's wife, real or fake? 100% fake. If you think that Boris's wife was real, you're a fool. You're a fool who can't read context clues. Like, that bitch came into town the week of Theo's engagement party. Like, what was he gonna say? Yeah, I still love you, I'm here for you, bitch. No, he was putting on a cover. He wanted him to think that everything was all handy-dandy great. He's like, oh, you're getting married? I'm married too. Yeah, these kids that I pulled out of this milk ad are totally my kids. Like, I'm doing great. I totally haven't just, like, been thinking about you for the past 9 years. No, I'm here on business only, no strings attached. Just wanted to come in town and warn you about, you know, the painting in Miami. Just make sure everything's okay. No other reason why I'm here. This is a lot of chocolate. Would you rather be Theo or Boris? They're both miserable. Like, let's be honest, but I think I would say Boris, because Boris seemed to have had a happier time in that 9 years. Theo was just, like, absolutely miserable, and Boris seems like a guy who has more fun. So, probably Boris. Who's more gay for whom? It's a pendulum. It's truly a pendulum. It goes back and forth. They're just in a constant state of simping for each other. Where do you think Boris and Theo ended up after the ending? Fantastic question. I say this a lot. I don't think that Boris and Theo could ever be in a relationship. I say this with full seriousness. They're such damaged people, and it's like they have so much emotional trauma in accordance to, you know, love and how they view love. They could never be in like a stable, open, happy relationship. However, I think that throughout the rest of their entire adult lives, neither of them ever had any other like relationships, like serious relationships. And you know, they just always conveniently found a way to be in town at the same time as one another, and oh, we'll just get a hotel for the night. Like, listen. Because here's the thing, they are soulmates, 100%. They're 100% soulmates. But neither of them are man enough to confront that. What's your favorite scene, built-in movie? Same one. It's the one with Larry. I think it's so excellent. I think the tension is excellent. I think it's such like a big, pivotal, emotional moment for Theo. He's just been like lamenting his mother this entire time. This is like his literal one family member left. And like things are turning around. It seems like his dad is like actually like pretty nice, and like he's actually like turned things around, and it's looking like things are going to be really good. Like he's finally at like a pretty stable place for the first time since his mother died. And then it's like everything comes crumbling down in a matter of seconds, and like Mr. Oakes Begley, that boy's face, he did it. Every single emotion on his face the second Larry slapped him. That kid nailed it. No one can deny the talent that is Oakes Begley. He was the highlight of the Goldfinch film, and I will not take any criticism. So like, I just think it's like such a pivotal moment for him that's like, I don't deserve anything. I don't deserve anything. I really don't. This was like, and it's just like, oh. Can Boris's accent sing better than Aidan Gallagher? 100%. That's another thing we were absolutely squandered from us. Why didn't Boris get to sing? Where was the singing Polish lullabies? Where was it? Y'all casted Finn Wolfhard. Boy can sing. Boy, he sings. And y'all said, nah. I wanted to see it. You wanted to see it. We all wanted to see it. Whatever. It's fine. Fuck you, John. Anyway. Thanks for watching whatever the fuck this was. Here's a close-up of my cake. Listen, it's really ugly, but it has boreo Oreos on it. We're not gonna worry about that part that fell apart in the back. Look, it's beautiful, yay. It's damaged like their relationship, it's fine. And yeah, I'm gonna go into a sugar coma now, because even though I haven't had an actual slice of this cake, that was a lot. And I'm gonna go lay down. So, comment, like, and subscribe, press the notification bell because I don't have an uploading schedule. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok at edward.spaghedward. Links in the description, which you can help with BlackLivesMatter, as well as links to my website and my merch and all the other stuff down in the description. This has been a really great dessert. Thanks for coming over.